share my testimony right now. When I was born, I was baptized, and I grew up in a Catholic church. And I went to the local Catholic church on Sundays with my family. I always loved seeing the stained glass windows in the Catholic church, as well as smelling the burnt incense, which I still love. And I also went to Catholic youth group on Wednesdays. And learned about like Catholic theology and the famous books of the Bible. But like as I look in hindsight, I just realized that I only knew about God and I didn't like truly know him. When I got involved in crew, I just learned that I did not have to depend on my good works in order to get to heaven, like Catholicism teaches. And I just learned that I just have to depend on God. Jesus died on the cross for me. So even though I'm truly thankful for the Catholic faith for planting the seed in me that made me curious to know and learn more about Jesus later on in my life, I believe that being a non-denominational Christian is where God has called me to now. And also, when I was 9 years old, my parents got divorced. Seeing my parents divorce and seeing like the foundation of your family like fall apart was really humbling and painful for me when it first happened. But as I look back later, I just realized that I saw like the utter brokenness in humanity. And as in Romans 3:23, it says all people sin and fall short of the glory of God, and that is exactly why we need Jesus, just to redeem us from our brokenness and to have and for us to be able to start over again. And then another big part of my testimony is that, like, if you've lived in our society long enough, you've probably heard about, like, our society scream about finding the one, or how it's a beautiful thing when two people are in a relationship and also eventually become husband and wife. We hear this from all over. And although it doesn't say directly, it kind of implies that if we're not in a relationship or married, that something is wrong with us. And when I was in middle school, I fell for that lie a lot. I was obsessed with like two guys in high school, and I thought that if they gave me attention, or like if they talked to me, then I thought that they liked me, which is obviously not the case. And so I was really like brokenhearted, and I remember crying a lot in high school. And like I also wanted to point out something that Colin Packard said earlier when we were worshiping, that like Psalm 56:8, I think that's what the verse is. It says that God holds our tears, and I remember in high school listening to the song "Praise You in the Storm" by Casting Crowns. Like, I don't remember if that was in high school, but like when the line was sung, "In every tear I cry, you hold in your hands," I remember just like ugly crying, because like that was just really like powerful for me to hear that God is with us when we cry. So when I came to college at UW-Eau Claire, and I first got involved with career, I was really still struggling with my worth. And so I decided to like get involved with career so I can learn more about Jesus, because I think that's when God like planted that seed, and it was starting to grow for me. And the curiosity started to grow for me to learn about Jesus more. And then this one night I went to a bonfire, and then at the bonfire I met this guy who will remain anonymous. He seemed really bubbly and outgoing, And I was just amazed that he would talk to me first. And I'm like, maybe I should spend time with this guy more. But, so then I started spending time with him a lot more than I should have. And then eventually led him to confront me in the calf one day. And that's when I started to realize, hey, maybe I did something wrong here, because with my mild autism, I don't pick up on social cues or boundaries well. So yeah, and that summer of 2019, I just remember immersing myself with the Bible and just going to God, because I honestly didn't know if I was still friends with that guy anymore. So, and then in August of 2019, I went to a John Mayer concert in the Excel Energy Center in St. Paul. I remember just sitting in my seat, just waiting for the show to begin, when I decided to turn to my left, and here I see the same guy walking down the stairs. And I remember being like, what is going on? So then this same guy called me, and he was like, would you want to talk about the John Mayer concert when we get to school? And that's when I realized that we were still friends, and thankfully we are still friends today. I also want to talk a little bit about the 1 Corinthians chapter 7, because it talks a lot about how singleness is actually good for us, but it doesn't say that marriage is a sin either. So verses 32 through 35 talk about how the unmarried person is just worried about the things of the Lord and how to please the Lord, but the married person has their interests divided between pleasing the Lord and pleasing their spouse. So it's really interesting for me to hear that, and it just helps me bat off the lie, saying like, hey, you need to get into a relationship, or just any other lie about worth that comes up in my head. And yeah, so that's my testimony.
Thank you, Maddy. We are going to baptize her now, and just with Maddy's mild autism being up on stage after she's baptized, it might be overwhelming for clapping. So once she's baptized, if we can snap instead, that would be great, as she comes down the stage and we can celebrate then, and we can snap that way. So, Maddy, will you join me this way?
Face that way. Maddy, based on your profession of Jesus Christ, is Jesus Lord of your life?
Yes.
The King? Based on your profession of Jesus Christ, and before everyone here, we'll baptize you in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Maddy, if you want to, you could plug your nose, and we'll bring you back up. Good job, Maddy.